Richard looked longingly at the window of the apartment located on the third floor. He had just been thrown out of his ex-wife's life, Christy, whom he had once accused of adultery. Christy was not a beauty like Richard that gave the man a reason to suspect his wife. Their children, Karen and Sean, were very smart and beautiful. Richard, who worked as a truck driver, imagined that he was not Karen and Sean's father. One evening he came home and saw Christy teaching Sean to read. The boy couldn't understand the words in the pictures, and the objects they represent could be a word that was not spelled the way he thought. Christy almost screamed in anger, but forced herself to shut up when her husband appeared in the kitchen. "Why are you making noise?" the head of the family asked sternly. Sean complained. "I don't understand why a watermelon turns into water. And Mom says that you can make the word water from watermelon." "What kind of stupid things are you saying to your child?" Richard said angrily to his wife. Christy rolled her eyes. "I'm trying to teach our son to understand how letters form words," the woman answered. "Maybe he can't do it because he's not like me?" Richard asked sarcastically. Christy knitted her eyebrows and frowned at her husband. "What do you mean?" Then Richard directly stated, "He's not as smart as me. This means that his father is another man." Christy jumped up from her chair and approached her husband. "I didn't expect to hear such nonsense from you, but if you are so sure, then I know what to do in this case." "So how?" Richard was sure that his wife would begin to repent and ask for forgiveness, but instead Christy said, "Take your things and get out of here. I will never live with a man who considers me a dishonest and unfaithful wife." "But I was just joking," Richard tried to justify himself. Christy didn't even want to listen to him. "What I heard was not a joke, but an insulting accusation. I have nothing more to talk to you about." So Richard ended up on the street. Despite his attempts to justify himself, the court sided with Christie. The man found himself on the street. He could only watch as his former family got ready to celebrate Christmas, and regret that he turned out to be not as smart as he thought about himself before. You should have thought with your own head and not listened to the stories of these idiots who, because of their work, even forgot what their wives and children look like. Richard sighed with regret. He collected the clothes scattered in the snow, stuffed them back into his suitcase, and headed to the local city shelter, where for $5 he could get a bed and a glass of hot coffee.